Once upon a time, everybody lived happily ever after. In between, there was trade spotting with this really good AI stock setup. The forgotten wire that could fry the whole circuit board, like a ghost haunting the catacombs of telecom past. Comscope Holding, COMM, lay dormant, forgotten, like a lone Ethernet cable in a drawer of micro USBs and bad decisions. But now it twitches, COMM, up over 30% in a month. Not a rally, more of a resurrection. We like those. Like a pigeon learning to play the saxophone. Nobody expected it, but here we are. It's honking a bullish melody in the alleyways of hyperscaler infrastructure. While the rest of the market were reciting poetry using AI and blabbering about semiconductors, were quietly at work. Hello, trade. Building the plumbing that connects everything together. That is fiber, Wi-Fi, data centers, the spinal cord of the internet or hyperscaler infrastructure. You like your AI company? It needs one of these. It's more important than simply finding customers and having a product. You also need the infrastructure to scale. And that's what comms provides. Growth in AI means growth in infrastructure, means opportunities for traders who can spot those companies undervalued in the whole model of the future we've got. The enterprise fiber business, people said it was dead, but it grew 88% year over year there. That's not just growth, that's metamorphosis. It's like a little caterpillar that turns into a 5G butterfly and then monetizes its wings with government contracts and a lot of money. Revenue is up 23% in quarter one, already 2,000%. Sector median somewhere far behind, like a donkey in a drone race. Analysts slapping it with 5 upwards EPS recently, which is what we call succor to those quant models. Wall Street is like Georgian monks chanting during redemption. Little bit worried, like the chorus in Murder in the Cathedral. Technically, it's a bit of a coiled spring. Currently, it's trading at 569. Hidden beneath that trade could be a massive move. $20, perhaps more. This thing could 4x from current prices without too much craziness happening on the chart. Potentially a 4x move, or even greater, because I've actually got 4 potential trade setups. Again, choose your own adventure, manage your own risk, but there's opportunity here. I'll dive into those charts in a moment. You could keep the cost of this trade very low. You could potentially take all 4 setups and still be in the money if any one of them works out. A lot of potential hanging in the air. I don't even know what's in the sandwich, and I want it. This isn't a meme stock. This is a fundamental first, sentiment lagging play. Bigger bucks, more opportunity, easier to manage risk, and the crowd follow you. Structure mad phoenix from the fire potential trade here, clawing out of the pit of irrelevance and moving towards interesting prices. Wall Street will pick it up again, at which point you can jump out while they jump into the fiber backhaul trade, as they're calling it. Is that a fox? There's a hedgehog here. It's not sexy, it's not shiny, but maybe, just maybe, it's that unloved wrench that can finally tighten the bolt on other AI trades. You may resume ignoring or never having heard of this stock, but it's a huge opportunity. Here is that beautiful chart on the weekly time frame, potential broadening wedge. So if it breaks down, the 4th of those 4 pillars will be the most interesting trade. You'll have a 4x on that move back to where prices are at the minute, very likely. You'll get a sharp, quick move into profit. Protect that with a stop so you don't lose capital. If price collapses, there's a good opportunity for a short-term play off a bounce at lows and long-term support. This formation doesn't necessarily break down. You've already gone through an 886 from this previous peak. Breaking that horizontal level then, very approximate to the downward sloping macro trend. and that gives you an opportunity for breaking the 886 of the prior high. Testing would likely lead to volatility, breakthrough 14, next target up at around 20, and I think that we're going to go and see $38 on this stock ultimately if it does resume that uptrend, which could very well have happened. You had bullish divergence on these lows, head and shoulders, follow through, and price action finding support above a 50% retracement from the low to the most recent high. Testing that midpoint, which would be significant if it moves on up again. You'd see that strength of trend be improving. You can see that it's holding the center line. It's moving average on the weekly. It's had 5 positive revisions from analysts with regards to EPS, and the trend could potentially have changed. Technically, we're looking at this potential breakout trade. That's the first of the 4 pillars. Entries in at around $10, targets up at around 38 to 40, and a really tight risk management zone. Tight stops, low cost of trade, risk reward here, each will cover the cost of the other. At least one is likely to work out. Do your own TA to work out your own exact entry given the circumstances on the chart at the time, but these setups based on the current picture on the charts, very likely one or more work out well. The breakout trade, wait for that if you're looking to enter a momentum-based trade that's already moving in your intended direction. And if you're looking for a bounce from long-term support, then this 4th pillar, interesting. Between 2 options, one's a golden pocket retracement, also a midpoint of this formation itself. If price gets to there and bounces to the top side, then you'll be able to get a lot of chocolate on your biscuit. If it goes lower, you've got the extension, slightly lower low on the RSI, likely a test of the bearish control zone leading to a bounce. You'd be able to move a stop into profit with this guy. So all 4 of those trades likely lead into moves to the top side quickly that allow you to put a stop in profit quickly. So the cost of trade is low. If it doesn't work out, then you find out quickly too. So the opportunity cost is reduced. So this is a very smart way of delivering an opportunity to you that should be low in terms of dollar value cost and low in terms of opportunity. You can play along if you don't have the capital to get involved right now. Think of this as part of those AI wrenches tightening the nuts and bolts on the infrastructure that allows companies like Nvidia to get so big so quickly. They need to scale, they need the logistics to do that. That is the infrastructure, the fiber, Wi-Fi, and the data centers built by companies like COMM. That's the opportunity. Let me know what you think. If you follow along with this trade, you'll be interested in the deep research report we did on Discord. All that's on Stock Picks. Absolutely banging channel on Premium's Discord. If you haven't seen it, where have you been? Covering amazing moves on stocks people trade and talk about there, and some that they don't, such as this thing, an AI gem that most people have never heard of, but they will when it makes a 4x move and see it back at $38. Thanks very much for watching. Managing your risk now. Here you have it, the weekly time frame with 4 fantastic pillar trades. There's your weekly chart on COMM, 4 pillaring trades. First is a breakout trade. If price manages to make it back above 10, target, same on all 4, $38. Stop loss managed very tightly there because you limit the cost of trade on a breakout play. Next, if it comes back down, test the basis line in this broadening right-angled wedge. Quite a bearish formation, but we speculate the trend has potentially changed. That gives you a golden pocket retracement on the Fibonacci midpoint of this formation, breakout to the top side. If it comes lower, it would test the previous lows or just below. 50% retracement on your fibs. If the price goes to a prior high, most on your biscuit at that point of the move. And if it does come any lower, you might get a test of the double bottom. With double bottom, at which point you've got 4x potential from that entry just to where price is getting back to where they are at the minute, which is very possible if they get there that they go up and find some resistance. I am interested in this trade because it's the AI wrench that works on the infrastructure for the whole AI industry. Companies like this are the backbone of huge companies that grow. They need scale, not just in customers and economies of scale, but also infrastructure to deliver products and services. And comms are those buckets and shovels and spades. People tell you it's Nvidia, but they couldn't run a data center without fiber, Wi-Fi, and the data center itself. The ability to build those up in every area all at once isn't something that Nvidia want to spend their time doing when they can outsource it to a company like this who it's their specialty. And so this is a company a lot of people haven't heard of, but they will when it goes back to $38, especially if it does it from here all of a sudden. Or if it comes back down, test these lows. It's just with 5 revisions on the earnings per share from all analysts turning their nose towards this thing looking bullish. It's not necessarily going to break down. There's deep value entries at this area already. A gap to be filled and a golden pocket close might be the best you get it in at around 520. It's not necessarily going to happen because you've already had a change in the momentum signature. So we're looking at this with a lot of opportunity for it to have potentially turned around. Daily time frame, Rocky Outcrop Toolkit doing a lot of the work for us, could fill that gap. It's on the daily time frame, so it is real. Breaking this horizontal level, also exceeding a prior RO flash. Look at that for a move. You've got this indicator, make the most of it. It's already done it. Likely does something even better. That was a 616. 700% move nearly. This isn't the sort of thing that sits around, does nothing, like we say, metamorphosis with those electric wings. If it does manage to break that horizontal, it's pretty clear there on the 4-hour time frame that something interesting will be happening. Let's see the RSI here towards the low side, bottom half of the RSI. So it's in the bearish. Price is holding extremely high levels compared to the previous part of this trend, that being the broadening wedge. If you can't see it there, spread it out a little bit. Spread on, boys. So there it is, clearly towards the top side of the move. RSI putting in lower lows, price not doing so. It's already tested a 786 from the other way around. Lows to the highs, still back above a 236. That level, already horizontal support. If it does get there again, could easily bounce. So there's opportunity and immediacy. If it doesn't work out, then you've got risk managed trades with those low cost of entry. And hopefully I haven't hidden my face behind the charts too much. So 4-hour potential confirmation momentum play. The momentum play is on 1-hour bullish divergence. Looks like a potential flip. Golden pocket retracement, common turnaround. Aim for the 236, bottom side of a gap. If you're a day trader, you're looking for something to move fast, swift, get you in and out. Low cost of opportunity because the trade will happen quickly. Great option. And low cost of trade in dollar values because you've got a really tight stop. That's managed on each of these trades. The weekly breakout trade, that comes with break of the macro trend line to the top side. The most recent test of gap fill, another option, then retracement test the macro support within trend line. Third touch of bullish divergence, bouncing off bearish control zone. Profile of the control zones will have changed, and that would be a gain. Another confirmation signature on momentum. So a lot of opportunity on this guy, and lots of different ways to exploit it because it potentially, you all know about the Rocky Outcrop Flash, $38, looks interesting. Check it out.